All right, today we're diving into a story that's got everything. Political murder, clues hidden in plain sight, and a secret. Oh, a secret so big it could just tear a whole kingdom apart. And all of this is happening while a massive royal tournament is going on. It's wild.
So let's get right into it. Imagine this, you're Ned Stark. You've just arrived in the capital to be the new Hand of the King, the second most powerful man in the realm. But you're not just there to run the government, right? No, you've got a secret mission. Find out who murdered the guy who had this job before you, Jon Arryn.
So Ned gets to the city with this huge secret mission on his plate, but he can't even get started. Why? Well, because the entire city is spiraling into chaos. And the irony? It's all because of a giant tournament they're throwing in his honor. Talk about a warm welcome.
And you really get a sense of just how bad things are in his very first council meeting. The commander of the City Watch, Janos Slynt, comes in and drops this bombshell. I mean, think about that for a second. This isn't just some festival fun. This is a total breakdown of law and order. It just sets this incredibly dark tone for what King's Landing has become.
And it doesn't stop there. After that horrific discovery, the council just gets hit with this laundry list of crime and violence. The commander's basically throwing his hands up, blaming it all on the tournament. He says for every night that shows up, a dozen criminals tag along. You can just feel it. The city is completely on edge, ready to snap.
So while everyone else on the council is just arguing and pointing fingers, Ned just cuts right through the noise. And get this, the king isn't even there. He skipped the meeting. So Ned just takes charge. He makes a command decision. Hire more men for the watch, and even lend some of his own guards. It's simple, practical, and it tells you everything you need to know about his leadership style.
Okay, so after basically doing some emergency city management, Ned can finally get back to the real reason he's here, finding out what happened to Jon Arryn. And his investigation, it doesn't start in some dark alleyway. Nope, it starts in a very, very big book.
And here it is, his first big clue. It's this enormous, ancient book all about the family trees of the great houses. I mean, it sounds unbelievably boring, right? But here's the thing. Jon Arryn, the guy who was murdered, was obsessed with this book just before he died. So Ned is thinking, okay, the answer has to be in here somewhere, hidden in these pages.
And this is the question that is just driving Ned crazy. You know, he's flipping through page after page about Lannister family history, just hoping something, anything will jump out at him. He can feel it. He knows there's a secret here, but he can't see it yet.
All right, so the book isn't talking. Ned realizes he's got to switch things up. It's time to hit the pavement, so to speak. He starts tracking down and questioning people who are actually around Jon Arryn in his last days, hoping a real person can give him what a dusty old book can't.
But, you know, his interviews are a total mixed bag. Super frustrating. He talks to a new knight who's just arrogant and useless, then a serving girl who thinks Jon Arryn was just working too hard. But then he gets a couple of interesting little tidbits. A potboy mentions that Lord Arryn was asking about armor, and a watchman says Arryn was spending a lot of time with the king's brother, Stannis. And just like that, out of all that noise and all those dead ends, a pattern starts to show up. You've got two of the most powerful men in the kingdom, Jon Arryn and Lord Stannis, visiting a master armorer together. Okay, interesting. But then there's an even weirder rumor. They were also seen at a brothel.
Now that brothel clue, that's the one that really gets Ned thinking. Because Stannis is the total opposite of his brother, King Robert. I mean, Robert's affairs are the stuff of legend, right? But Stannis is this serious, humorless, super dutiful guy. The idea of him going to a brothel is so bizarre, so completely out of character, that Ned knows it has to mean something.
So the whole brothel thing is a question mark for now, but the armorer, that's a real place, a person he can actually go and talk to. So Ned decides to follow the one solid lead he's got and just see where it takes him.
So he makes his way to the Street of Steel. You can just picture it, right? A winding road, noisy with the sound of hammers on anvils, forges glowing hot. He's finally away from the whispers of the court and getting his hands dirty, getting closer to something real. And he finds his guy, Tobo Mott, who is this master armorer. And man, is he proud of his work. He goes on and on about how his work is art. You know, he thinks Ned is there to order some fancy helmet for the big tournament. But nope, Ned's not there for the art.
Ned just lets him talk, using that quiet intensity he has,
And finally, Mott cracks. He admits the truth. Jon Arryn and Lord Stannis, they weren't interested in his fancy steel. They were there to see a boy, an apprentice. And suddenly that's the only question that matters. Why on earth were two of the most powerful men in the Seven Kingdoms interested in some kid working in a forge?
And this is it. This is the moment the whole investigation has been leading to. Mott leads Ned into the back, into the heat and the noise of the forge. And Ned finally sees him, the kid at the very center of this whole dangerous puzzle. He meets the apprentice, Gendry. The kid is strong, maybe a little moody, and he's just hammering away. And the very first thing Ned notices, the very first detail, is the boy's hair. It's thick, shaggy, and black as ink.
So Ned asks him, what did Lord Arryn want? And Gendry says he only asked about his mother. He barely remembers her, says she worked in an alehouse, used to sing to him, and that she had yellow hair. And for a second it feels like another dead end, just another random detail.
But then, it just clicks. Ned looks past the black hair, past a story about a mother with yellow hair. He really looks at the boy's face, at that stubborn jaw, the eyes like blue ice, and he sees it. It's unmistakable. He's not looking at an apprentice. He's looking at King Robert. And Tobbo Mott basically confirms everything else. Some unnamed lord paid him double the usual fee to take the boy on. One payment for the apprenticeship and another one for his silence. And the description of this mysterious benefactor sounds a whole lot like Jon Arryn. The puzzle piece snaps into place. Gendry is the king's bastard son, hidden right here in plain sight.
And that's where we leave it. Because Ned has solved one mystery, right? He found what Jon Arryn was looking for. But in finding the answer, he stumbled upon a much, much bigger and way more terrifying question. What had Jon Arryn wanted with a king's bastard? And why was finding him worth his life?